5 pieces of tape. We're going to seal off this end. You're not going to be able to fight this seam on here. So just kind of Z-fold it on the seam. Taco it. What you want to do is you want to close this off as tight as possible, okay? Do a little neater this time. Come up. That's on the seam. And that's down.
I think we could get another full lock.
That's on the seam. That's up. Now it's real nice and neat, okay? Now once I have that, then I'll taco it. This is tight. Take a piece of tape up towards the top and wrap this on here nice and tight. Then come down probably about inch and a half, because what we want to do is we want to bend this back. We got to allow room for our rope to be in here,
Okay.
and for this to bend back. So find out how much you need. Like I said, inch and a half, 2 inches. Pull it, reference it with your thumb, and another piece of tape. The only thing that this tape is doing is it's protecting the calibration tube for when we tighten down these band clamps, so it doesn't puncture it.
Okay.
And that's why we're using the nicer duct tape, the Gorilla Tape, because it's a little thicker. And then just overlap this piece by 1/4 inch or so. You got it, Kevin?
Yep.
This is a good thing to do like in between jobs. So once you get everything done and the heater's cooking and you guys are cleaning up some stuff, grab the other end of the cal tube and make this end up. That way it's ever done. If you ever had an issue where your cal tube burst, somehow you got a lot of pressure, there wasn't something that you saw on the line, jagged, and it burst the cal tube. Now at least you got this ends already made, and all you got to do is lay it out for your length.
Okay.
You cut it and go again, right? All right, so then take these 2 clamps, slide them down. In the future, you want to get some a little bit smaller.
Okay.
But if they are long like this,
We
just
have a
make sure
couple.
they got grooves all the way around.
He's
so
got a
they'll
couple
really
smaller
tighten
ones.
down.
I just didn't think they were going to go over that, but you snuck her down pretty good.
Yeah. Has he got some?
Yeah. Hey, Jared, will you grab the real small clamps?
At least one. Be good.
He's got a whole bag of them, so.
Oh, perfect.
I just didn't think once you snuck that in there, it was going to go over it.
Oh, yeah, no. Oh, actually, I probably could use, I'll use one of each. That'll work. So put your big one down low. Put the smaller one up top. Slide this in here. So that's nice and tight. And then this is going to go underneath your first band clamp.
Just the first one?
You can put it under both, it doesn't matter. It's not, but just stick it under the first one. Again, that's going to be nice and tight. And then what we're going to do, like I said, that's going to get, this is going to get folded over. So this will get tightened down here. This will get folded over, and then this one will slide over top of here, and then that'll get clamped down.
Okay.
That way, if this ever tries to slide, you have this as a lock. It's not going to allow this end to open up. And it's important that we have this sealed up good, because if we have water that's leaking out of here, then we'll be dropping pressure, and you guys will constantly have to maintain pressure on the manifold. So stick that on here. Like I said, the only purpose of that tape is just to keep the cal tube from getting punctured from these band clamps. And as you guys know, these are all usually 60-pound clamps, so get a T-handle, make sure that you're totally tight. And take the other piece of tape, fold that excess clamp down. Tape right over top of that head. Keeping that nice and tight. Fold that over. Slide this right over that. Now we've made this real nice. This end closed up really nice and small. So let's say you guys were doing a 4 to 6 transition and you guys were using an expandable liner like our 4D. You got to be able to pull this all back out. So if you had to shoot that liner around a 90, you know that this little knot right here, this end that's closed up, can go around that 4-inch lined 90. So it's important to keep this as small as possible. A lot of guys will just take the tube and they'll tie it in a knot. Well, you end up with a really big knot and it can still leak a little bit. That piece of tape wasn't quite long enough, so I'm just gonna put another one over it. Just because I can feel that still being kind of sharp right there. So I'm just gonna put another piece over it. Grab that and that. We'll bring this over here.
Just be careful right here.
Yep. Okay. The end that you have, Adam. Yep. Come down here, and then we'll roll it towards the start of the line. All right, let's go ahead and set it down. I'll come down here and explain a couple different ways of doing this. So when this goes in, and it inverts inside of the liner, it's going to be turned back like this, all right? So where that meets straight across is as far as that's going to go. So think about it. We ran that camera in here to mark off the edge of the pipe, and then it went into the main. This is our vac and waste, so we're going to run our resin all the way into this catch right here, and then we're going to cut this off. So usually you want to try and have your cal tube